Being fast and strong on the pitch is one of the most important things you need to have as a football player, but most players don't actually know how to train their speed and strength correctly. But during my 3 years of studying sports science at a college in England, I've learned a secret formula that has helped me become the fastest and strongest guy on the pitch, which led to me signing my first pro contract at 19. And in this video, I'm going to do an exact breakdown of this formula so you can become the fastest and strongest guy on the pitch. So make sure you're going to watch this video till the end because it's going to be mind-blowing. Okay, so the formula is actually called the 5 golden pillars, and it puts a lot of focus on the things that most people never train, but it can make you the fastest and strongest guy on the pitch. So let's start with number 1, which is biomechanics. You see, biomechanics is the mechanics that you use to run, do tackles, do sprints, do passes, do shots and stuff like this. And it's the actual posture of your body whenever you're doing an action on the pitch. And most people actually develop a very bad posture, and because of this, they're not using their whole potential when it comes to speed, strength and everything else that you need to do on the pitch. So the best way for you to work on your biomechanics is doing exercises that are literally just focused on your form. These are the most boring exercises, but if you do them consistently every single day, and it doesn't have to be for a long time, it can be for 10 minutes every single day. In a couple weeks, you will see a big change in the way you're sprinting, in the way you're using your body in a game, and it's gonna help you massively on the pitch. And most people never train it, so if you can train it every single day, you're gonna gain a massive advantage over everyone else. Now the second thing on this list is something that most people have heard about because it's very popular online, but most people still never train it, and it's your fascia. Your fascia is actually important for you to become faster, stronger, to feel the ball better, which improves your touch, your shooting, your passes, everything. And the best part about fascia is an extremely low maintenance exercises that you can do every single day. So you don't have to get very tired, you don't have to sweat to do them. You can literally do them inside your house for 5 or 10 minutes every single day. And it's only exercises that involve a lot of barefoot movements. Fascia is a web of tissue that surrounds your muscles and your bones. And if you can train it and learn to actually activate it every single time you're doing a sprint or a body movement or a shot, a pass, whatever, then you're gonna gain an advantage that most people don't actually have. And another great exercise that you can do to develop your fascia is literally just barefoot juggling every single day. Now the third thing on the list is ankle stiffness, and most people don't actually know what ankle stiffness is, but it's the ability of your ankles to absorb force really quickly and bounce back for the next stride. And you're gonna do this by doing a lot of minimal ground contact exercises, which includes a lot of plyometrics and oscillatory movements. I personally think oscillatory movements are the best exercise when it comes to ankle stiffness because it teaches your body to go from a relaxed state to an incredibly tense and powerful state, which is really and truly what you need on that pitch, that fluidity and relaxation right before you're gonna sprint off. And your ankles are extremely important for you as a football player, but most people never actually get to train them every single day. And again, they're very low maintenance. You don't need to do incredible things. You can literally train them inside your own room for 10-15 minutes every single day. This one is a little bit more intense, so you're gonna get a little bit tired, but it's worth it because every single movement you do on the pitch involves your ankles, and if your ankles are weak, you're just not going to be able to produce a lot of force and have that explosive power and speed that you need on the pitch. Now the fourth one on the list is actually a combination of hip flexor muscles and your core muscles. A combination of working on these two together is gonna be incredible for you, regardless of your position, all the way from a goalkeeper to a striker to a center mid to a center back. Training your hip flexors to be strong and flexible, and training your core is the most important thing from this video, really and truly, because hip flexors are holding such power over the way you're moving on the pitch, how elastic, how coordinated, how strong, how fast you are, how quickly you can change directions. And if you have strong hip flexors but they're not flexible, then you're just gonna have a limited range of motion, which is not gonna allow you to perform the way you should on the pitch, to get into tight spaces, to get past defenders, to change directions really quickly. And your core is a set of muscles that connect the upper body with the lower body. And if it's weak, your shots, your passes, your sprints, your duels are all gonna be very bad because your core, again, is involved in most of the actions you actually get to do on the pitch. So the professionals are training their core every single day, not because they want to look aesthetic, but because they understand that the core is extremely important for a football player. And training your core is actually so underrated because you can train your core and then go out on the pitch and do a 3-hour session, it's not gonna affect you the same as training your legs. Because when you train your quads, your calves, your hamstrings, your legs actually get very tired and you're limited in the amount of hours you can train on the pitch, because then you're just gonna get over-exhausted and you're gonna get overtrained. But training your core is not the same. You can train your core and it's gonna feel sore, but you can still perform on the pitch. So some players even train it one day before their game. Maybe not very hard, lightly, but you can still train it before your game or straight after the game. Now the last one on the list is something that most players never train, and it's their brain to muscle connection. You see, most players think that your speed comes from having strong legs, maybe strong core, maybe having genetics, I don't know. But really and truly, one of the most important things when it comes to speed and strength is your brain to muscle connection, and it's your nervous system. What is the percentage of muscles that you can activate at any given time? Because our body works like this. Our brain sends a signal to the legs to activate a certain percentage of the muscles, and usually in amateur players it's less than 30%. Meanwhile, the pro players can activate 30 to 40% of their muscles at any given time, and this is exactly why they're so explosive and powerful on the pitch, because they can use their muscles in a bigger percentage in every action they do on the pitch, whether it's a sprint, a tackle, a shot, a pass, anything. And you're gonna train your brain to muscle connection by training your nervous system, and you train your nervous system by going full in your sprints, in your plyometrics, in your weights in the gym, because doing 5k runs or running for long distances at a low intensity is not gonna activate your nervous system. You need to consciously go 90% to 100% in every rep you do if you want to train your nervous system, and you have to think about your muscles. Consciously think about them and think about the way you want to activate them. And every jump, every sprint, every weight you do in the gym, you want to activate as much of the muscle. So if you're going to think consciously about me pushing all the force I can into the ground, into this weight that I'm going to pull, I'm going to push, it's the only way you're going to train your nervous system. Now obviously when you go full in and you consciously think about using your muscles 90 to 100% intensity every single time, you're going to get very tired. So you're not going to do this kind of exercises every single day. So I would say 2 to 3 times a week is ideal for developing your speed, strength and explosive power. But guys, I get it. Getting all this information and all the exercises is kind of hard. And this is exactly why I created the Evolve Protocol. It's a platform for young players to keep developing their game every single day and eventually get pro opportunities inside through my partner Marvin Hamilton, a professional coach in England. Inside there's already over 60 lessons which include the 5 golden pillars and much more, all designed to optimize your training on the pitch, in the gym, tactical training, your recovery, which includes your nutrition, your sleep and biological hacks to recover, and to develop your confidence through different methods developed by world-class sports psychologists. And to top it all off, it's not just a program, it's a community full of young players which you can speak with, you can network with, you can ask questions, and I'm gonna make sure your question is answered, your problems are answered. It's a community of players all working together for the same goal of making it to the pro stage. And like I said before, the most talented guys inside will also get the chance of possible trials at pro teams in England and other European countries, because we want to make sure your hard work is actually paying off. So if you want to be part of the Evolve Protocol, then go to my Instagram at Bogdan Brins and DM me the words I'm in, and I'm gonna send you the link and all the details so you can get started today. And also make sure to subscribe to my channel, because all I do here is talk about football and how you can stay at the top of your game. I'll see you next time.